Hey you guys, Ashley here, and I have two super cute cards to share with you today for my Not Too Shabby design team project. I'll put the link below for the shop, and also if you head over, you can use my coupon code CraftyGirl to save 10%. So I'm going to start out by showing you the products that I'll be using. I'll be using this stamp set. It is by Neat and Tangled, and it is called Itty Bitty Welcoming Committee. And it is just so adorable. You get this little bunny and this little lamb, and they are holding this little banner, which is so incredibly precious. And then you can put these bigger sentiments inside of that little banner. And there's a whole bunch of ones. There's like little birthday ones. There's a thanks. There's welcome to the neighborhood. Congrats. And then also the one I'll be using is the welcome baby. You get that little tiny bird with the hat. There's a crown. And there's even a little bow. So this set is just so cute. I'm going to be using this die. It's by Lawn Fawn, and it's the oval stitch stackables, and it's the small size, so I'll be using the largest one there. This is the large stitched rectangle stackables, and I'll be using the largest one, and then I'll be using this ribbon. This is by American Craft, and it's just this blue polka dot ribbon. It's really cute for a baby boy card. And then this is by CC Design, and I got this over at the shop. Jamie had given this to me for one of my design team packages, and it is the CC Design polka dot ribbon, and I've used this on quite a number of projects, and I've gotten so much use out of it, and it's really nice quality ribbon. I absolutely love it. I need to get another one of those. And then I'm going to be using this paper pad. It's the Lawn Fawn Perfectly Plaid set. And then this one, it's the Let's Polka Mon Ami set, and it is really cute. So I'll be using those pink polka dots there. And then this is the Let's Polka by Lawn Fawn, and I'll be using those blue polka dots there. So I'm going to get started with the process video, and I'm just going to start by doing the card bases. So I'm going to be using, we're going to do two cards at once. I'm going to make one pink card. So this is going to be the card base for the pink girl card, and this is going to be the blue card base for the boy card. So I have the pink ribbon for the girl card, and then the blue ribbon for the boy card. And then I have these gingham sheets for the background. So these will be for the background. And then these are from this Lawn Fawn Perfectly Plaid set. I just love these so much. And then the polka dot papers that I'm going to be using. So again, this the blue one came from Let's Polka there, and it's the tinier dots. And then the pink one, again, came from the Let's Polka Mon Ami. So I'm going to die cut these out, and I'm not actually going to show the die cutting on screen. It will shake my camera if I do it on this table, so I'm just doing it on a table beside my desk. So I cut out two of these on white cardstock paper. It's the 120-pound cardstock from Recollections, and I cut out two of them so I have a card base for each of them. And now I'm going to take both of the polka dot papers and the two gingham papers, and I'm going to cut all of them out using the large rectangle Lawn Fawn stackable die. So I'm just showing you here that I'm going to be using this biggest one here. So like magic, editing magic, those are cut out. And now I'm going to show you how I will layer them up. So there's the stuff we need for the blue card and the pink card. I hope this isn't too confusing for you guys that I'm doing two cards at once, but they were both so cute I wanted to do a girl and boy one. So there's the blue ribbon for the boy card, the pink ribbon for the girl card. And I'm going to start out with the boy card first, so I'm going to put it all together so you guys can see. So I'm starting with the blue card base, and it's an A2 size there, and then I'm going to put that gingham, the blue Perfectly Plaid background on there that I had cut out with those Lawn Fawn stackables. So it has stitching on it. And then I'm going to take that polka dot paper. Now I wanted the stitching to be on the side, and that is why I cut out the whole page using the stitching. So I'm going to use my little trimmer here and cut off the top part and the bottom part, just making a little strip here. So I cut that at 2 inches there, and then 1 1/4 inch. So it's about 1 1/4 inch. And then I'm just doing the same thing with the pink one, just so that I remembered the measurements and had it all done at once. And I'm just setting that aside for when I do the pink one. So now I'm going to layer that polka dot paper on the back, and I think that looks so cute within the little bit of it showing. And I'm just deciding here how I want the ribbon to go. I was thinking I was going to do it up and down, but I end up doing it sideways, so it just has a little tiny pop showing of it. So I am adhering that on first using my ATG gun. And then I'm going to add that little ribbon on. And I'm just checking how it's going to look there. So I'm going to tuck it under. And I actually kind of made a mistake because when I do tuck it under, it tucks into inside of my card base. And if I would have tucked it underneath that polka dot cardstock, it wouldn't have been showing inside the card. And you guys don't see it, but later on in the video, I do add cardstock to the inside so that that portion is covered up in the inside of the base of the card. So you won't see that ribbon inside when like the recipient gets it. So I'm just adhering that part down. And then I was just trying to see if I wanted to put it like that, but I end up just doing it after so that I can cut the proper size I want and design the inside. So I leave that for now. And now I'm going to tie on a little bow with my blue polka dot ribbon. I love putting bows on my cards anytime that I can. And so I'm just seeing if the bow will fit, which it will. So I'm just tying on a little bow, and I totally fuss with this bow. I love bows so much, and I always just want my bows to be perfect. I fuss with them so much when I make cards. So I'm just trying to get that all cutesy. And then when it's ready there, I actually turned off the camera because I fussed with it so long. So then I'm just cutting diagonally upwards so that it has a cute little bottom of the bow there. And now I am going to add on the oval. So I'm just showing how it would be. So that's how the card base will be, but I'm not going to glue it on yet because I want to add my image and color it up and everything. So now we're going to make the pink one, which is exactly the same as the blue one. It's just pink this time. So you're kind of seeing everything twice. So although this video might be a little confusing since I'm doing two, it shouldn't be too bad because I do everything twice. And so now I'm just going to add on this super cute pink ribbon. And I did the same with this one. I just adhered it inside the card as well, and then I just fixed that later. So I'm just tucking that under. And the nice thing about the polka dots was I could line up the ribbon along it so I knew it was straight because I could line it across where the polka dots went. So I really loved that. I thought that was a good thing to remember for next time, to always use a patterned polka dot paper for where I want to lay the ribbon because it's so easy to line it up straight. So I'm just tying on a little bow with this one. And same thing as before, I think I turn off the camera so I can fuss with it and make it a bow of perfection. And then I clipped off those little edges as well. So now we have the pink card for the girl, baby card, and the blue card for the boy one. So now we're going to stamp out our images on there. So we're going to use this super cute image here. I love how big it is. It's so perfect. You add it onto the card and it's like a completed perfect image. I just love it so much. So I'm actually stamping it onto just like a scrap piece of cardstock because sometimes when you ink up your stamp for the first time, it's like conditioning of your stamps. The first stamp sometimes doesn't come out as crisply as other times. So I always just stamp it onto a scrap paper for the first time. So now I am stamping them onto that oval and it fits in there so perfectly. I'm just trying to make sure it's straight. Yay, it's so cute. I love it. So now I'm going to stamp out this little bird and bow because I want to use a little bird on there, and then I also want to use a little bow. So I stamp out so many birds. I wasn't sure if I was going to put a bird inside of the card as well or if I wanted multiple birds on the front, but I do end up only using a bird on each. So you really only need the two birds, and I use two bows, so you only need two bows as well. So now I'm going to put the sentiments, and I decide to use the welcome for the middle of the banner. So I'm just stamping that up, and I am using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. It's my favorite ink for Copic coloring. So I'm just putting that in there, and it looks so cute. I'm like totally obsessed with this stamp set. I just can't stop thinking about all the possibilities with this. So So now I'm going to stamp out that little sentiment there. And again, I'm just conditioning it on that one page. So I wasn't sure if I was going to put it on the top or the bottom, but I do put it in the grass area, and it says, "Welcome to the world, sweet baby." So I have all of my stamped images now, and I'm going to begin Copic coloring. So I'm going to color that bird first with B02 and B00. So I'm just Copic coloring that in and shading it out. And then I just use YR04 for the little nose. And I added a little bit of like wisps coming from the top of his head, which I thought looked really cute. Now I'm going in with RV25 and RV14. And I'm just coloring in that little bow. And then I'm using BG45 and BG11 for this boy bow, or the blue bow. So I'm just setting those aside, and now I'm going to color up these cute images. So I'm starting with RV25, and I'm doing that banner. So I'm going in with the darkest color to do the outline or the darker shaded areas. It's so cute. It looks like even a little blankie that they're holding. It's so adorable. And then I'm going in with RV14, and I've been loving this color combo. It matches that perfectly plaid lawn fawn paper perfectly. It's like the exact color of pink that is used on that paper. So there is the banner for the girl card, and now I'm going to do the boy card one. So I'm using BG45 for the darkest color. So same as the other one, I'm just adding in some shading in the darker areas. And then I'm going in with BG11. And the first blue is more of like a blue, like a robin's blue. And the second blue is more of a like turquoisey blue. But for some reason, when you blend those two together, it just gives it like a mix of both of them, which I absolutely love. And then I do go in with my colorless blender just there. It ran out a little bit. Then I'm going to do the pink for the bunny's ears and the little lamb ears. So I'm using RV25 and then R20. And I'm just shading that in. And I did go out of the lines there, so I used my colorless blender. Now I'm just doing it on the pink one too. Same thing, the RV25 and R20. I love how his one little ear of the bunny like flops forward. It's so cute. And then I'm going to use browns for the bunny. I show 3 browns, but I actually only end up using 2. So I'm using E55 and E53. So I'm just shading in the darker portions. And then I'm going to go in with E53 and blend that out. And I think he looks so cute as a little brown bunny. There's a lot of ways I think you could color this up. You could make the bunny white. You could make the lamb more of a like black colored lamb. And you could do the bunny so many colors. And like even you could make the lamb pink. Like there's just so many options. I love this stamp set so much. So then I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one. Again, with the E55, I'm going in with first, and then I go in with the E53. I tried to speed up the coloring quite a bit because I color both of them twice, so I didn't think you guys would want to see that slowly. So I did speed it up quite a bit, but these images are bigger, so they're a little bit more simple. So I'm just shading in that little guy. And then I'm going to do that little lamb. So I'm actually going to use some warm grays for him. So I'm using W3 and W1. So I'm going in first with W3 on his little ears, his face, and his little tail and hand there. And then I'm blending that out with W1. Now I go in with the W1 and I just outline it with the W1. And then I do like this little swirly motion on it so that it looks like woolly fur kind of, and then I use my colorless blender just to blend it out so it looks smooth. Now I'm using R20 for the cheeks, and I always love adding those little white dots with my gel pen. So I'm just doing that, and then using the black jelly pen, I'm adding the eyes and the nose, which I just absolutely love. That's one of my favorite things to do on my images now because it just makes them pop so much. So now same thing with that lamb, I'm doing the exact same thing as the one before. So I'm going in with W3 and then W1, blending that all out. And then again with the W1, just outlining, and then I just do some little swirls, like there's nothing to it, just messy little swirls so it looks like it's woolly, and then you use the colorless blender to blend it out. You wouldn't even have to use the colorless blender, but I just like to do that because it just looks more smooth, I guess. So then again, using the white jelly pen and the black jelly pen. Yay, it's so cute. So now I'm going to do the grass. So I did show 3 colors, but I only end up using the fluorescent 2, and also I think the other color I use is YG06. So I went in first with that fluorescent color, and then I just colored that whole part in using the YG06. I love the grass. It's so cute. It makes it so cheerful. And then I'm taking the darker fluorescent. Oh, I did go out of the lines a little bit. I want that white part for the outside to be white. So I did use my jelly pen because a little bit of the stamped image went out there. Now I'm using that fluorescent color and doing some like flick motion so it looks like grass, and it just gives it a little bit of texture. So again, going in with the YG2, which is the fluorescent green, the YG06 just to blend that all out. And then I'll go back in with that fluorescent color to give it those little flicks of like blades of grass. So cute. So now I am going to do the sky, and I love doing this. This is my lightest blue color I have. It is B000. And the nice thing about these markers, these are Copic markers, just in case any of you didn't know about Copic markers. They're like alcohol markers, so I know if you took like a Crayola marker and you tried to do this, you would have streaks all over the place. But the nice thing about the Copic marker is that's like a blending marker. It's an alcohol-based marker, so it will blend like really smoothly, so you're able to just do this seamlessly, just a nice little coat with the marker over the whole background, and it just makes it look like a little sky. Now in that part I went over a little bit of it double, so I just used the colorless blender and I went over it, and I don't know if you can, it still looks a little bit blotchy right now, but by the time I adhere them to the card base, the blotchiness is gone because it just blends out nicely. So I just tried to stay a little bit more smooth this time when I did it. But I just think that makes it look so completed, and I love how it still has the white part around the edge. And because there's that stitching, it almost stops the marker, which is perfect. So there are the little images. Now, I had paused it and cut out the little bird and bows because I didn't think you guys would want to see that. I cut them right on the black line there, so there's no white showing. So I'm going to place those on. So for the boy card, I put a little bird, and then I took that blue bow and put it on his neck, so it's like a little bow tie. And then I put, for the girl card, the bird on the middle, and I gave her that little pink bow on her ears. You could totally put pigtails on that little lamb. You could put pigtails on the bunny. There's just so many cute options. I love how they have that little bow included there. So I'm just adhering with my ATG gun those little bows. I think he looks so cute with his little bow tie, and then I'm just adhering that little bird as well. So for the boy one, I had it off to the side just to show 2 different ways you could do it. And then for the pink one, I have it in the middle. And you could put birds all the way across. That would be cute. You could put a bow on the bird. This set is just one of my favorite sets that I got this year. I love it so much. So there's a lot of possibilities for this one. So now I'm just setting it on there, and I'm going to adhere it on. So I'm going to do the blue one first. So I'm just using my ATG gun. And you could pop dot this up, but I just wanted it to be more of like a flat card. I didn't want it to have dimension on it. So I'm just adhering it right there to the card base. Oh my gosh, they look so cute. I love them so much. So those are my cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So definitely leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know if you like the pink one better for the girl or if the blue was your favorite. Honestly, they're both my favorite. I can't pick, although I do love pink so much. I'm like always prone to say pink because I'm such a pink girl, but the blue one with the bow tie just, oh my gosh, is after my heart. So I just added some Wink of Stella there. I love adding the Wink of Stella. It's such a cute way to add some glitter. So I'm just adding it to the bows and also to that banner. So it's hard to see in the video, but it just shimmers so much. I try to show it there, but it's a little bit tricky to see. And so I'm just going to hold the cards up so you guys can get a nice slow look at them. I think you can kind of see the glitter. The nice thing about the bow is that it is put on top as well as the bird, so it does have that little bit of dimension, which is super cute. So thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed these tutorials. All of the products I used you can find over at the Not Too Shabby shop. I will link it below, and if you do head over, you can use my coupon code. Thank you guys, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye now.